we have a panel of data experts coming together in an interactive discourse dwelling on leveraging deterministic segments using Vserv AudiencePro to accomplish full funnel campaign objectives to obtain exceptional outcomes. Vserv AudiencePro is a premier consumer intelligence and activation platform allowing businesses to securely leverage alternative consumer intelligence. Our moderator for the session, Dippak Khurana, co-founder and CEO Vserv AudiencePro, who comes with over 2 decades of experience in the digital realm. He is driven by the vision of democratizing consumer intelligence at scale. Joining us are our panelists, Saurabh Khanna, VP Agency Partnerships and Large Client Solutions, Vserv AudiencePro, Prateek Sharma, Growth Product Manager, Airtel, Milan Modi, Business Director, Madison World, and Abhishek Upadhyay, Vice President, Digital Innovation and Strategy, Hiveminds. Over to you, Deepak. Sure.
I guess we are all set. Yes, I need the ticker. Okay, got it. Okay, hi folks. What do I say? Good afternoon, good evening. Something in between maybe, yeah. So let's get started. I'm really excited and looking forward for the next 30 to 40 minutes of an engaging discussion. Okay, so just to set context, guys, that over the next 30 minutes, we're going to talk about 2 things. We're going to talk about deterministic segments, and we're going to talk about how deterministic segments drive campaign efficiency. So folks, we're going to talk about a lot of numbers. So please grab your wine, beer, coffee, whatever works for you. Yeah. So what we'll do is just to kind of call out the flow out here. I'll start off with the first 10 minutes introducing AudiencePro to you guys. Yeah. So you guys will be able to understand what AudiencePro is, what makes it so special. So trust me, it's not another platform. Okay, it's a platform which is unique. It's a cookieless world alternative to you, which you've been waiting for. Okay, the platform comes with a lot of key capabilities with proven outcomes, and we're going to talk about how brands and our partners are leveraging the platform to drive great outcomes utilizing the deterministic segments. So I want to thank all our partners, our customers who are out here, who are willing to come here, share experience, and more importantly, valuable perspectives on this topic. Okay, so without wasting further time, I'll straight dive in, and I'll get started first trying to tell you the what, how, and why of AudiencePro. So what is AudiencePro? Basically, we are a consumer intelligence and an activation platform. Now, you guys would have not heard about the statement like, okay, what is a consumer intelligence and an activation platform? We are not a DSP. We are not a publisher. We basically help agencies, brands, advertisers, MarTech platforms, DSPs, all of them who are looking to seek alternate intelligence at scale. So they can come to the tool, borrow consumer intelligence, and utilize that for marketing objectives. Okay, so we are, that's what AudiencePro does. It's a consumer intelligence platform. Now, as I decode and unpack this further for you, there are 2 blocks of AudiencePro. The first block is the data stack, and the second is the tech stack. So I'll first decode the data stack to you, and then I'll jump to the tech stack. So largely, our mission has been to democratize consumer intelligence for our partners. So when we are today when we are looking at the world, we are basically saying that there are consumers out there who are going across a lot of platforms. They spend time digitally across many platforms, and they leave breadcrumbs of their transacting behavior at lots of different places. So I could go to a financial loan marketplace, avail a loan. What does the financial loan marketplace know about me? They know my credit score. They know my income. They know that, okay, fine, this is the aging of the loan. This is the value of the loan. If I've taken a car loan, what's the value of the loan? So there is valuable consumer intelligence sitting at a financial loan marketplace. I go to an offline store, I transact there. So a modern trade offline retailer really knows the kind of SKUs which I buy. Okay, I go to a D2C site and I transact. So the payment gateway which is plugged in with the D2C site is able to identify customers out there and try to decode customers basis what they are buying as far as the category is concerned, the value is concerned, the frequency, the payment instrument, whether it's a premium card, non-premium card, a lot of different things. Okay, so what we've decided to do, or what AudiencePro has done, is basically brought all these data partners together, okay, and bundled into a platform so that we could offer consumer intelligence as a service to brands. So what does it all add up to? So today, as we speak, the platform has access to about 550 million user profiles and 700 plus attributes. So when we talk about 700 plus attributes, I want to emphasize the word diverse. I want to tell you guys that the taxonomies and the kind of attributes which you find on the platform are very unique. You're not going to find them on Google, you're not going to find them on Meta, and you're not going to find them on any DSP. Okay, so our endeavor as a startup, or so to speak, as someone which is trying to disrupt the marketing ecosystem, is always been about saying that, listen, what can we really solve for the market which has not yet been solved? Yeah, so that's really the primary vision and the mission for AudiencePro. So in that process, the whole platform has come together. We've got about 20 plus partners today as audience partners. Now, what do we mean by them? Fundamentally, each of these categories, so whether it's a telco, a B2B marketplace, a financial loan marketplace, a stock analysis platform, a D2C platform where people go to buy smart wearables, a blue-collar job listing platform where people go and list themselves. Okay, all these categories, and I'm not naming specific brand partners out here for reasons of confidentiality, but if you connect offline with me, I will tell you all about it. Okay, the point is that all of our partners sit with something which we call first-party consumer intelligence. It is deterministic, it is transacting profiles, okay, and they are very, very unique in nature. So you're basically saying all these profiles are centered around one identifier, which is a hashed mobile number. Okay, so that's another compelling factor out here. When we speak about a cookieless world, everyone starts thinking that, listen, how do I unify attributes across a single user or a set of users? The platform does that very elegantly. So what the platform does is brings together a number of partners. Like I said, 20 plus partners, access to 550 million profiles. Now what do I do with it? Okay. Now as a platform, who does it? Like I said, that if you are an agency, if you are a brand, if you're a DSP, if you're a publisher or a MarTech platform, you're seeking alternate intelligence. You come to the platform, you have a campaign manager who comes to the platform. What do they get? All the 550 million profiles, the 700 plus attributes are well organized under 3-4 categories. Okay, so you get to see the segment size. You're able to say that, okay, these are X amount of segments which are available as transactors, basis interest, basis attributes. So someone comes to the platform and says that, look, I want to identify a consumer segment with a credit score of 600 plus. Someone says that, listen, I am looking at people who are smart wearable shoppers. Yeah, or for that matter, I'm looking for profiles which are blue-collared workers who are also doing UPI transactions. Okay. Now, all these attributes and segments, like I said, are very compelling, very unique, and we'll talk about how they've delivered outcomes. So, but for the campaign manager who comes to this tool, life is easy, convenient. They can go ahead and do an intersection of and/or across this and get to see the segment size. Yeah, so limitless segmentation available on the tool. Next, what do I do with it? Okay, we spoke about the fact that we are a consumer intelligence and activation platform. So what do I do with it? Samir mentioned that, look, Meta is an important platform and they run campaigns on Meta, and we are partners with Samir there for Max Life Insurance. So what does Vserv AudiencePro really do? Our campaign managers go to the tool. We work with Hive Minds as a partner. We pick up the segments. We pick up consumer cohorts where we say, okay, this is the income of 5 lakh plus, is a white-collar professional, okay, comes with the right kind of financial affluence, create a cohort, and send that audience cohort to Meta. So the campaign is set on Meta. Similarly, in an activation perspective, you can pick up an audience segment from here, and the segment is sent to a Google. You can send it to DV. So you have your own seat on DV, you have your own seat on Google Ads, okay? Or you are eager to run a campaign on an OTT platform. So you are able to then pick up a segment from here and push it directly to the ad servers of OTT platforms. So it offers you a range of options to choose the segment and then activate it on the go. Yeah, so that's the beauty about the platform. Now, we call it on-demand activation. Now, in all of this, if I had to create a visual imprint, think of us as the Uber of consumer intelligence. Okay, we don't store any data. Yeah, a campaign manager comes to the tool, they decide to order a segment. Our APIs fire into n number of partners in real time. So 20 plus partners, we generate a query, we pick the segment packet. All of this is an encrypted workflow. It's a hash number. Okay, none of it is PII data. Real time it gets picked. It gets cross-tapped because the segment which the campaign manager has selected is coming from 3-4 different partners. A cohort is created. The segment is sent into Google or Meta. Your campaign manager runs the campaign there. And post completion of the campaign, the segment is purged. Okay, so it's basically you order, you fetch, you activate, and you purge. Okay, so that's really how the cycle operates of utilizing these segments. So, which is why we call out that we are a consumer, we offer brands consumer intelligence as a service. Yeah. Now, so far I spoke about the platform and I spoke about the data stack. As promised, I mentioned that, okay, I'll talk about the tech stack. And the tech stack really, so as an architecture, what you're seeing on this slide is all of this is happening at play, okay? Audience segments are being picked up. There is a tool in the middle. Niche segments are created. And the campaign manager decides that, okay, I want to utilize it for growth or I want to utilize it for retention. If I want to utilize it for growth, there are n number of channels which can be activated. If I want to utilize it on MarTech platforms, I work with a MoEngage or a Kalera or a Gupshup who run remarketing campaigns or WhatsApp messaging campaigns there. So similarly, the platform is integrated into those platforms. If I'm a customer who sits with first-party data and I have my first-party data and I want to probably resegment my customers, there again we onboard the segments in an encrypted workflow and you're able to generate insights. We'll talk about that a little later on how the platform does. But this is a zoom-out view of the architecture, of the tech architecture. Like I said, a zero storage platform. So again, from a Data Protection Act perspective, okay, we don't store any data. Everything is encrypted, real-time fetched, activated, purged. And all of this is underpinned with transparency, audit rights, all of that, so that our data partners or our agencies and our brand partners, okay, they have complete visibility. They have complete visibility of this workflow, okay? So think of it, like I said, it's like the Uber of consumer intelligence, and it's an open ecosystem, okay? It does not restrict you to use this intelligence on a single platform. As we build this foundation, and we've been very passionate about core principles, okay? So the primary 3 principles on which the platform has been built, okay? Interoperability, very important. So I can pick up segments, I can deploy it on Meta, Google, I can pick up learnings on one platform. I see most of our customers would pick up learnings saying that, okay, they're running some campaigns on Meta. Can they now pick up the relevant cohorts and run a brand campaign on YouTube? Can they run a brand campaign on OTT? They now have a higher degree of confidence that that segment has delivered an outcome on one channel. So interoperability. Interoperability of not just activation, more importantly, learnings. So the control is with the agency or with the campaign manager, okay, and you are able to scale that up. Second part, minimal control of the ad tech value chain, okay. When I say that, we are not a DSP, we are not a publisher, we never had the ambition to combine data and DSP together. We took a very contrarian view to the world. We said, look, historically or otherwise, most companies have gone ahead and said that, okay, data and DSP should come together. As opposed to bringing it together, we unbundled it. We said we'll never become a DSP. Okay, we'll never ever become a DSP. We'll bring the data, we'll provide this to the hands of the campaign manager. So for us, the target audience was none but the campaign manager. Give the control to the hands of the campaign manager and let them navigate the ecosystem. Okay, so minimal control of the value chain. And last but not the least, transparency. Yeah. So that's really how I would talk about it. Now, let me switch gears. We spoke about the platform, about the what, why, and how of it. Let's really now talk about the use cases. So I'll invite my colleague Vserv, where he can probably take us through the use cases of APRO, okay, through the funnel, and along with our customers and along with the partners, make that story far more real for you to say that, okay, listen, okay, this looks cool, this looks great. Let me see the kind of outcomes it's delivered to a range of customers. Vserv.
Thank you, Deepak, for pumping in such a lovely information about APRO and gearing up everyone. Yeah, so while we've understood how the segmentation happens, what sort of segments are available, we also take into the fact that yes, branding campaigns, awareness campaigns, they are very necessary in the current scenarios. But what lies is the main action actually lies below the funnel, right? And that's where we help you. That's where we also help the brands measure the performance. We help the brands do a very effective and effective marketing while using the segments alone. Right from delivering various KPIs from your first order value to a frequency of purchase to an average order value, and such KPIs help marketers deliver. We help marketers deliver such KPIs. Okay, so we'll start with the use cases. One of the top feature with AudiencePro is that it enables the unduplicated reach feature onto the platform. We help marketers build that gap of wherein we eradicate the overlapping happening between a Meta or a Google or between the OTTs, and that's where our first use case lies with Pidilite, wherein we partnered with Madison. Pidilite is one of their esteemed account, and they came up with a specific problem of reaching out to certain specific audiences. So wherein we helped them in terms of not only providing the right set of audiences, but we helped in terms of delivering the unduplicated reach amongst the OTTs and Meta, and also provided efficiencies into their campaigns. So I'll move on to Milan here. We've got Milan here. Thanks, Milan, for joining us. Milan, if I would have to ask you, right, if you can briefly cover up right from the stage of setting up a brief, a challenge from Pidilite, and right to a solution and the outcome of it. That's okay.
So the product that you know for Pidilite is Dr. Fix-It, and we all know it's into the waterproofing category. It's one of the leaders of the waterproofing category. So the challenge that we had was, how do you actually identify somebody who is right now building his home? When I say building his home, not like people like us who take a flat and stay in a 25-story building, but these are people who are in tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 towns who literally build their ground floor and first floor a bungalow or a row house for them. And how do you find them on digital, right? So the typical platform that we always have are the highest reach platforms for awareness, that is Meta and Google. The problem was, while Google and Facebook gives you people who are in market for construction or building new homes, or let's say a cement or a waterproofing product, but they don't literally tell you that that person has actually, taken a home loan maybe, right? So, and it was 2 years back when we reached out to, Vserv and his team, and he told us, introduced to us about this product called APRO or AudiencePro, where we actually got a confidence that somebody who has transacted in a real estate, literally he has transacted, or he has actually purchased a home loan, or he has purchased the furniture. Like people may be in market for furniture, they may or may not purchase it. But yes, Vserv AudiencePro told us, yes, they are transactors of furniture, which gave us a lot of confidence in it. And hence we use this and we push this data into OTT. So we build an awareness campaign on the top OTTs for this brand. That was on the audience. But the surprising fact was when this audience was pushed to Meta, we literally got 150 inquiries for people who had clicked on the ad, visited the landing page, filled a 4-field lead form, OTP verified lead form, and those are 150 literally callers, and that actually added confidence to us that yes, this audience is really working for us, and it became a part of an always-on campaign for us now.
Great. So Milan, just to, so while we've been working with you, not only on Pidilite, but a couple of other brands also, in fact, the entire cluster of brands which you handle, we work very closely on that. Where do you see using this AudiencePro in terms of other brands which you have in your kitty, and how do you see such segmentation helping them? And where all in terms of creativity, in terms of YouTube, in terms of Meta, the branding campaigns, where do you see AudiencePro leveraging?
So we also have, because it's a self-serve tool right now and anybody in our team as a planner has access to this. So we right now go to the dashboard, we look at what is the available audiences in my geo combination and how can I activate on OTT. Apart from this, there's a brand called Raymond which we manage at Madison, and would like to call upon that campaign for Park Avenue Dios, where with the help of Vserv team we actually created an AR filter where depending on the fragrance and depending upon the variant of the deodorant, your background changes. You can play around with the AR filter and share it on social, right? So a right fit, apart from the audience targeting, right creative messaging in a very quirky way where people can share it on social was really appreciated, the work that you guys have done.
Great. Thank you, Milan, for your views here. I'll quickly move on to the next slide. Yeah. So another use case wherein Bajaj Consumer, wherein we partnered with PhD. PhD and us, we worked together on quite a few campaigns, but primarily for this traditional client of ours, legacy client, wherein they were very new to digital world and they tried to experiment with the audiences here. It's a client that uses data onto multiple platforms. They pick up the insights right from their hair care audiences, skincare audiences, personal care, premium set of audiences, and they deploy these audiences across YouTube, across Meta, and onto OTTs also, which helps them deliver the unduplicated reach, helps deliver the incremental audiences in the same media budgets, and effectively getting down the cost per reach as well. So the outcomes are phenomenon here. Meta, we were able to achieve 5x CTR compared to what they were doing without data. 2x was the CTR on YouTube, and we could see 20 to 30% bump into the VTRs as well. Yeah, another USP of the, let me touch base on the incremental reach over TV. That's the talk of the town, wherein all the brands want to reach out to the different set of audiences, incremental set of audiences, wherein I'll touch base on Reckitt, wherein Dettol came to us and they wanted to have a solution around cord cutters. Cord cutter is someone who's actually moved out of TV and is very close to watching content majorly on OTTs. That's where we help them with the surrogate audience segment of OTT paid subscribers, because OTT paid subscribers, the transactors who've transacted and bought these subscriptions are very close to the audiences who've been consuming content on OTTs and not on TV. So that's where we tried to have a pilot done here, and the results here were phenomenon again, wherein 64% of the audiences which were targeted over the Vserv audience base were incremental over TV, and that's something which we ran on DV. We did a YouTube campaign with them, and it's the XMR report which calls out the number. For this sort of problem solving, we actually looked at OTT paid subscribers, clubbed grocery buyers to it, and with an affluency audience to it. Yeah, I'll touch base on the another USP, which is bringing effectiveness to the marketing campaigns also, which is on high quality leads in campaign, which we collaborated with Airtel and Performix here. Yeah, so I have Pratik here. Pratik, thank you so much for coming, visiting us. We need to, so the brief here was very clear to us, wherein they were looking out for alternate set of audiences here. They wanted to target the audiences onto a meta and get some more intelligence, intelligency towards this platform in terms of not only looking at the in-market audiences of meta, but overall in terms of transacting audiences, how we can help them. Pratik, I'll switch on to you, wherein where do you see Vserv Audience Pro being effectively used for your campaigns? We've done a couple of pilots here and we've proven it to you in terms of the activation rates bumping up. So what right from your challenge to the solution which we provided, and where do you see this partnership going ahead?
So since everyone know Airtel being 1/3 of India, there is always a challenge to bring incremental scale and a growth. So our online business got plateaued and we were looking for a alternative intelligence or an insight beyond Google and Facebook. And then we reach out to our old partners, Vserv and Vserv, which we have worked in past for other campaign as well. They propose us a AudiencePro as a product which work on deterministic modeling, not modeling, but deterministic audiences. And we really like that product because it has 700 plus attributes. We did a pilot. We did, what we did is we map our insight from our own base team and implement those insight onto the campaigns. So we find out that D2C customers who are buying online, then people who have buy furniture online are working best in our own base campaigns. So we did this and we launched a pilot on a meta, and within the pilot we were able to reach we were able to get 1.8x increase in activation rate, which is a tremendous, and this has helped us. This audience has helped us to get 30% increase in CTR, which resulted into 20% decline in my CAC. So boom, I would say it's a gold mine for us. And if I talk about future, as we are speaking, we did up one pilot with the postpaid as a category. We are live for other two categories. There is no brainer, we should go beyond this. Since it's have a high accuracy, we are saving money over there. We are doing a personalization, which was very changing before. Now I can personalize, and yeah, great.
Thank you, Pratik. Yeah, so another performance campaign which was run on deterministic set of audiences, delivering higher sales. The brief to us was to increase the sales on one of the QSR clients of ours, which is Domino's, and we work very closely with Hiveminds also here. We used the deterministic set of audiences wherein we covered and reached out to the QSR transactors. We reached out to the offline shoppers in terms of the groceries or people who are buying into meat items and who are into consumer packaged shopping goods. The results which you see here, we were able to actually get an uplift in the ROAS by 20%. The billing orders were increased by 19%, and there was 64% bump up in the install to first order ratio also. We've got Abhishek with us. So Abhishek is from Hiveminds, and we extensively work with Hiveminds in terms of many clients of theirs. Domino's is one of their key clients wherein we work very closely. Abhishek, if you could just throw some light on the observations and the kind of inputs in terms of customer inciting which you use for Domino's.
Hello. Some of the key aspects of any performance campaign would be to identify, okay, can I get incremental customers from this particular route? Will running this cannibalize any of my existing channels that I'm running across another platform? Will it end up giving me premium users, right, who will offer better AOV, right? So because we were operating with deterministic, like known user bases here. And if you notice the nature of audiences here, they've been structured with a very high propensity towards someone who would buy pizza, right? These are QSR customers. These are people with those impulse kind of purchases, people who have that Pepsi kind of a craze and so on.
Right.
When I was running this campaign, say on a Meta natively or a Google natively, through the AI or through the prospecting, I anyway have to end up and discover the same set of audiences. If it's already discovered and sitting right here, why do that job all over again, right? And pay that extra penny, so to say, right? If it's already sitting out here, let me just do a smarter job at prospecting and buy this straight out, right? The additional win of this is because I am spending those marketing money straight up towards my end goal, which is the acquisition of the customer, or to not just acquisition, activating the right customer, right? So I'm able to save a lot of end monies of spends, which will reflect in terms of improved CAC as well, right? And what I see in the future for this, in the sense that I think Deepak gave the analogy of AudiencePro being an Uber for customer intelligence, right? So when initially Uber came to India, you had that, oh, it's magic. You suddenly, how do you use this such a sort of an app? The cab just arrives magically, etc. Over time, it's become normalized. It's become sensible. It's the obvious way to travel, right? I see this tool as it becomes more mainstream in that sense. This would be the more obvious way to acquire consumer intelligence. Yeah.
Thanks, Abhishek. Yeah. Okay, so I'll just touch base quickly on the deterministic insights, which is another feature available on the tool, wherein brands can actually pump in their first-party data, get in deterministic insights of their buying behaviors, and then use these intelligence onto multiple digital platforms. Two use cases here, wherein we had a pharmacy brand who wanted to actually understand the offline behavior, online behavior of these offline stores. So they pumped in their segments, they pumped in their audience base onto the platform to get a understanding of how many of these offline store visitors have the propensity to transact online. And that's where we filter out these audiences, and we could run campaigns for them, wherein we clearly saw a lift of 20% on install to order ratio. There's another e-commerce brand who also tested out these audiences in terms of seeing who are the affluent shoppers here. They pumped in their audiences onto the platform, got an understanding who the affluent audiences are, and then we targeted these audiences across Meta. We could clearly see a 23% lift in the average order value for this client as well. So just summarizing the kind of performances we deliver, right from an FMCG brand to a fintech brand to a construction brand, across categories, across platforms, be it your YouTube, Meta, Google, your OTTs, we are able to deliver uplifts across categories and across the KPIs here. Just summarizing the KPIs which we deliver, be it your CTRs, VTRs, your lead goals, your average order value, your frequency purchase, we take care of all the top KPIs here. Yeah, so I'll quickly move on to Abhishek again here. HiveMinds, as I said, is partnered, is the very, it's a client for us, wherein it's a partner for us who extensively uses platform right from its inciting purpose, for a strategy purpose, for activating campaigns on DV, across Meta, across Google ecosystems, across OTTs. Let's talk to Abhishek on this part, wherein they've been, the teams at HiveMinds have been using it very extensively for their pitches also. And how could you just throw some light on how the HiveMinds team actually looks at using this tool?
I see the bell ringing, so I'll be quite quick about this. It's been quite nice to be an early adopter on this front, and thanks for providing a good stage to unveil this partnership in that sense, right? So because we are able to match our 1P data in a secure hashed format and against the 550 million user base that exists, we're able to get a pulse of what else does this customer like, what else, not just like, what else do they actually buy, right? So this helps us create a picture of the customer, and in turn, it could influence the kind of media that I buy. It could kind of influence the partnerships that I could seek with other publishers. For example, if a BFSI segment obviously stands out in the case of, say, a Max Life, or a QSR segment, some specific home trade segments, right, stands out in the case of Domino's, right? Now, these are the nature of partnerships that I might want to strike with. Maybe it's a Big Basket, maybe it's a Money Control. There's so many other publishers. This gives me straight up market insights that will help decide my media decisions. It will help decide the nature of content that I need to create, right? So maybe a certain sort of creative is focused for a certain sort of cohort. All these kind of insights come through, and I can marry all that into one sort of unified picture using this sort of a tool.
Right. Cool. Some of the, actually a lot of love thrown by our clients and partners here, just a glimpse of it. Yeah, so let's win together. Let's collaborate for all your clients, all your brand campaigns, your performance campaigns, and we'll help you deliver the best to our practice here. Thank you so much. One can download the deck from here. Thank you guys. Thanks Abhishek, thanks Prateek, thanks Milan.